Hello, Dr. Angela Aberg. Last week we generated 16 new patients for a chiropractic practice just like yours. I'd like to show you how we did it. Why? So you can do the same starting as soon as tomorrow. I'm Josh Myers from Creating Demand. We specialize in helping ambitious chiropractic practices like yours get a flood of new referral quality patients on demand whenever you need. And we do it in a way that's fully measurable and trackable, right down to dollars and cents. We're literally the only company in the world that can generate the volume of new patients that we do in the way we do it, which is why we strictly work on a performance marketing basis, meaning the majority of our fee is earned after we deliver results. I had a look at your Facebook page, and from what I can see, it doesn't seem like you're currently using Facebook ads to generate potential new prospects on demand. And I'm not surprised. What we do is so new and unique that 99% of your competition doesn't know about this yet either. It's not uncommon for us to generate 60 plus referral quality prospects for our chiropractic partners each month, often as fast as within 24 hours of a campaign getting started. In many cases, we generate so many potential new patients so fast that we literally have to pause the ads while the office staff catches up. How? Here's our CEO to show you more in detail.
Okay, so my name's Lee McIntyre and I'm the CEO here at Creative Demand. Over the last 10 years, we've actually delivered over 1.2 million leads to businesses just like yours. I wanted to show you a little bit about how Facebook ads work and how this might be able to drive a lot of new patients for your business. So here you can see the interface of what Facebook ads looks like on the inside. And one of the things you'll notice here is that we're currently, as an experiment here, showing you what it would look like to target San Diego. And you can see that if we did a 25-mile radius around the center of San Diego, you can see there's 1.8 million people that we could reach. Now, obviously, if we were working with your practice, we would be choosing your specific zip codes that we were looking to reach. But this just gives you an example of what this might look like and how specific the targeting can be. It's pretty cool. So now all of a sudden, we've got the same targeting, but you'll notice the potential reach there on the right, the area that's circled, has gone down to 240,000 people. You might be wondering why that would be. Well, if you look down at the bottom where the arrow is pointing, now we're specifically targeting, in this example, people aged from 50 through to 65 plus. In other words, from 50 upwards. And we're targeting women only. So we know that in this geographical area, we could place our ads only in front of people who live in this area and who are over 50 years old and are a woman. So gives us the incredible targeting options. We can target people who are older, who are younger, who are male or are female, and we can make sure our ads are very, very specific in that regard. And it gets a lot more detailed too. Here you can see we've taken the potential reach, that number there in the top right-hand corner, down to 200,000 people. How? Well, now we've specifically said we only want people who speak English, and you can see that where the arrow is pointing. So now we're getting more specific again. Now, here's where the real magic starts to happen. Because we want to get you referral quality potential patients, we also want to target things like income. Here you can see an example that if we start filtering people in this same region and area by income, we now take it down to a potential reach of 35,000 people, of people who earn themselves more than 100,000 a year. Now, this is women over 50 who earn themselves 100,000. If we did this as household income, then we'd get a much bigger number, right? It might be that the woman doesn't earn as much as the man, or the woman doesn't work, or maybe they work and the man doesn't work and they earn more, whatever that might be. But if we look at the household income, we'd get a much bigger figure. But here, I just want to keep this really tight with the targeting. And you can see that now we're only targeting people in San Diego over the age of 50 who are a woman who speak English and earn over 100,000 themselves, not even the household income. This is pretty cool, right? Now we're making sure now that the only people who would see our ad would be these people who meet this criteria. We would never even waste a single dollar. You know, with radio ads or TV ads, everybody sees it. Here, your ad, your promotion would only be seen by these people who are high quality potential patients. We can narrow this down even further. You can see I've added there a homeowner filter. See there at the bottom? So now we're excluding the people who are currently renting. Pretty cool. And this gives you some examples of other targeting we could do if we wanted to. We could target people based on their liquid assets. So we could run criteria saying, hey, look, why don't you show this to people who've got more than $100,000 in available, ready to go liquid assets and exclude everybody else? The advantage of this is we can get high quality prospects. We're excluding the people who can't afford your service. And also, we're protecting our ad budget, right? Our ad budget, unlike in a newspaper where it's going to be spread across everybody and anybody, here it's only going to be seen and used by people who can actually afford your service. It's pretty powerful. Here we could even filter based on the square footage of someone's house. We could even go all the way down to the composition of someone's house. We could target people who are grandparents, or who are new parents, or who are veterans, or who are young and hip, or who are a working woman. We can target people based on what kind of wellness and fitness interests they have. We could run ads targeting people who are into bodybuilding, but maybe haven't been working out as much as they should do because they've got a back injury or the back's giving them some problems. Or maybe people who like tennis or go to the gym or whatever it might be. You can see some of the examples here on the screen. And by the way, this is only just scratching the surface. We're the absolute masters at really crafting a compelling campaign and laser focusing with the targeting in a way that nobody else in the world knows how to do at all. We can even target people who own a boat. Now that's pretty specific, but you get the idea about how targeted and how high quality this marketing can be. We can target people based on what kind of shopper they are. So for example, we might want to exclude people who are coupon shoppers, and we might want to include people who shop for luxury goods. So again, we're going to be able to get the quantity of leads, but also the right quality. We can look at the sport and interest that people have. We can filter people who like tennis or triathlons. And again, we can really tap into that pain point that maybe they're interested in triathlons and they're over 50. But you know what? Maybe they're just not being able to do it as much as they used to because they've got this nagging neck pain that you guys can fix and that they need to get fixed. We can target people who are investors. We can target people based on what TV shows they watch. It goes on and on. The list is pretty much endless. I mean, even down to the type of alcohol that people drink, whether they drink domestic beer or craft beer, imported beer, premium beer, or even spirits and wine. Now, you might be wondering, does this really matter? Well, often not, and sometimes yes. But we take all of these hundreds of different options available to us, and kind of like a combination lock, we put them all in the right order, the right combination, to make sure that your ad is only being shown by the people that we know are most likely to buy, which is very powerful. We can even target people based on their prior shopping history. In this case, we could target people who have bought wealth and wellness type products before, and therefore, might be a good fit for chiropractic care. Now, here's where it gets really cool. We can target people who are heavy buyers of pain relief products. If this doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. We can target people who are in households that are likely to be heavy buyers of pain relief products based on their actual past purchasing behavior. Now, if these people don't need chiropractic care, then I don't know who does, right? So this is pretty exciting for all of us. We can target people based on if they go to fine dining restaurants or if they go to quick serve restaurants, or we could even exclude people who go to quick serve restaurants and only target the fine diners. We can target people who are international travelers. We can target people who've just come back from a trip 1 week ago or 2 weeks ago. We can target people who fly first class. We can target people who use timeshares. The possibilities are endless. And this allows us to figure out who are the patients you really want to attract into your practice, and then make sure our ad goes in front of those people and those people only. So hopefully that kind of whets your appetite in terms of what really is possible. But like I said earlier, the possibilities are endless. Here's a quick case study for a campaign we did for a chiropractor just last week. So we managed to generate them in less than 1 month, 64 referral quality prospects by laser focusing and targeting in on exactly who they want to reach and excluding everybody else. From those 64 prospects, 55 of them were spoken to by their office. 35 of them scheduled for a $39 initial adjustment. 22 of those 35 attended the session at $39 each, and 17 of them converted into repeat, likely long-term patients, and they couldn't be happier. Now, there's a possibility that we might be able to do this for your business too, but we want to make sure there's a good fit all around. Let me show you a quick case study here now of a campaign that we did for another health and wellness business. In this case, it's actually a gym in Rockford, Illinois. Let me show you the results we generated for these guys, and you can see for yourself the power of what we do.
What sets Movement Fitness apart is how we program and help people move well, but also give them what they need with a specific workout program for them instead of something that's designed for a broad group. Our marketing pains were really trying to understand how we would reach the appropriate amount of people without spending, like I said, a lot of money. We did a few of the traditional marketing routes using television, using radio. It wasn't successful for us. And we have pretty specific markets that we're going after. So we had discussions with a couple different agencies, and the hard part again was investing the amount of money that a traditional pathway would require. I found Creating Demand the middle of February, and what really drew me to them was the fact that they talked about that they could measure their success. So that for me was the challenge in going to, what do we do next? Do we do social media? Well, we can't really track that. Television and radio, I mean, forget about it. as far as tracking. So that was really difficult. So when he said, we can measure the results, that was really appealing to me. So they really dug into our business and tried to understand what we were doing rather than just guessing and giving us a framework that they've put together for other people and threw it out there. And then once we went through the process of getting started, within 3 days we started getting leads. Within the first hour of the ad being live, we had 8 people respond. So much so that Lee had to shut it off because we had no idea. It took off and we weren't even prepared for it. We had 18 leads that first week and the ad was live for less than 12 hours total. The people that were coming in, it was spot on for who we were looking for. There have been multiple times throughout this process where we've had them turn the volume of the leads up and down, so they're able to scale the leads for us, which is tremendous, because that way we can handle and set up our weeks appropriately. Lee and Creating Demand, they have been wonderful to work with because they help us not only in generating these leads, but they help to make sure that we're getting back to them appropriately, that if we're leaving messages, we talk through what that looks like. So they're not just giving us leads and saying good luck. We feel like they're a partner rather than just some company that we've hired to give us a stack of names. So I would absolutely recommend Creating Demand for anybody who's watching, someone who wants measurable, trackable results and someone that's going to partner with them to help them exceed their expectations and exceed their goals. I would recommend Creating Demand to anyone.
Now that you've seen a high-level overview of how we're helping other chiropractors dominate their local markets, I'd like to give you a complete walkthrough of how you can do the same for your practice. There's no cost or obligation. I simply want to show you what 99% of other chiropractors don't know, and that's how to use Facebook ads to whip up a flood of new patients on demand whenever you need. The only requirements are that you're already spending money marketing your practice, you're ambitious and ready for rapid growth, and your practice has the capacity to handle the 60+ potential patients that will generate each month. Dr. Aberg, if that's you, we should talk ASAP. The next step is to schedule a 30-minute demo where I'll show you what we do and how we do it. Then you can either try and implement this yourself or you can ask us if we can do it for you. Either way, you'll come out ahead. Dr. Aberg, here's how to schedule your demo now. You can click the link below to schedule directly into my calendar. You can call me, text me, or send me an email. It's important to note that we limit ourselves to working with just one chiropractic office per area.